Hi, I'm Terwelp. I'm a fiber splicing technician and I work for Adams Fiber. What I do is I maintain and add new customers to our existing network of fiber optic plant that we have outside. A lot of times people will see green pedestals sticking out of the ground, or they'll see a vault and they're like, what is in there? Well, that's where a lot of our fiber optic is at, and I splice the small fibers together to make people's internet work at their house, at a business. What I usually do a lot of times of the days, I add new customers to our existing network. It's going to pedestals or splice cases like this, and I splice the fibers back together to make that person's house for internet work or business work, maintaining what we existing what we already have, and if something goes wrong, I come out and fix it. I like to be outside. I like to work with my hands. I like to be out and about. It's just something new to learn. I started out as a service technician with Adams, and I wanted to learn new things, so I decided to come and work on the fiber splicing side of it. When I was a kid, I always wanted to be a fireman. I've tried to be one, but it's a really hard job to get. There's a lot of people want to do it, and there's not a lot of jobs open for people to do it. So I decided to do other things. Was in the Army right out of high school. When I was done with the Army, I went to college. The major that I picked for college I didn't want to move away, and there's not many jobs in the area for the major that I picked. So I went and worked various jobs. I was an EMT for a while. I worked construction. I worked in the warehouse. All those were great jobs, but at the same time, they kind of just weren't for me. So after that, I went back to school and got my certificate in electrical engineering. It's learning to be an electrician, essentially. And then that's when I got a job with Adams. And although it's not exactly an electrician job, we do deal with a lot of low voltage wiring. So in that respect, I got a little experience or certification with that. First job I had was in high school. I think I was 16. I got a job as a bagger. That was a long time ago. I don't really remember the ins and outs of how I got the job, but my mom and dad said you need to get a job, so that's what I did. I learned that you need to be on time to work. You need to be courteous to customers. You need to be responsible. You can't just say, oh, I don't want to go to work today. Life doesn't work like that. You have to go to work to make a living. It's always something I've just been interested in. Doing construction, I saw electricians, working with wiring and stuff like that. I thought that'd be interesting to get into. And while this isn't exactly an electrician job, you use the same tools. You use a lot of same cabling to get the job done. I joined the Army as an infantryman, but one thing I did learn is being in the Army and doing that kind of stuff is teamwork, discipline, have a sense of pride in what you're doing. Those are all great qualities to have moving forward, looking for other jobs. Also have a certification in fiber splicing that I got while I was working at Adams. So a lot of it's on-the-job training, which is good. Out of college, make sure you do something that will translate into the real world with the major, and make sure that there's actually jobs for that career field where you want to live. A lot of times you can just go online and look up fiber splicer. You can look and see the kinds of things that we do. As a fiber splicer, a good thing to do would probably just go to some kind of trade school to learn how to splice fiber. It's a rewarding field. I feel like I said, I get to work with my hands. I get to be outside. And I mean, it's a good skill to have because it's kind of a up and coming field where a lot of internet providers are using fiber optics now. I would say always have a good attitude, work hard, make sure you like what you do, because if you like what you do, it makes those other two things that I just said a lot easier. And with splicing fiber, working at Adams as a service technician, as a fiber splicer technician, it's really something that I like to do, and I work hard, and I enjoy going to work every day. My advice would be to pick something practical that can be applied to a broad spectrum of fields. A lot of times I feel like if you get a degree that's all so focused on one thing that it limits your possibility of applying that outside and finding a job later.